morning class. I would like to introduce myself. I am Teacher Roy. I will be handling this class from now on. So now that I'm done introducing myself, from now on I would like to know your names. So before we begin our lesson today, we will have a brief orientation about the classroom rules. Very good. You should avoid talking with your seatmates and focus listening to your teacher. Okay? You are only allowed to speak when you are called. Don't interrupt your teacher, understood? Also, when talking in front, you must have what? Speaking. Very good. When speaking, you must have confidence. When speaking, you must avoid doing extra movements. And she likes your body. Good class. Before we start, we will have a brief questions and answers. Now, what do you think of feelings? Very good, Jake. What are feelings? So, feeling is defined as the sense of touch or something experienced through touch or emotion. An example of a feeling is sadness. An example of a feeling is a sudden sense to turn around right before it hits. An example of feeling is sadness. An example of feeling is a sudden sense to turn around right before a storm hits. There are one of the examples of feeling. How about emotions? Excellent game. We have what we call primary emotion, secondary emotion, and tertiary emotion. Primary emotions such as love, joy, surprise, anger, and sadness can be further broken down into secondary emotions. Love, for example, consists of secondary emotions such as affection and longing. These secondary emotions might then be broken down still further into what are known as tertiary emotions. The secondary emotion of affection includes tertiary emotions such as liking, caring, compassion, and tenderness. So class, what do you think is different between feelings and emotions? What makes them distinguished to each other? Anyone? Okay, the difference between them is that feelings are conscious experience, although not every conscious experience, such as seeing or believing. On the other hand, emotions are not conscious, but instead manifest in the unconscious mind. Now, describe some feelings you felt today. We start with Annie. Bri, has someone ever made you feel sad by what they said to you? I'm sorry to hear that, Bri. I just don't mind them. You know, classic feelings and emotions have something that makes them different to each other. So are we. We are all unique and no one can imitate us. My advice for you all is to stay humble and see people equally. Okay, class? Nice. You may take your seat, right? Next. Okay. Has someone ever made you feel happy by what they said to you? Sweet. Okay, thank you, Kate. So, what does it mean to work things out with words? Do you have an idea how to work things out with words? Okay. We should work things out by talking to individual. Through that, they might give some help for us to something that we are facing right. We may speak to our parents, relatives, or even our friends. The only thing we want is to get through it successfully. Class, you shouldn't keep your problems in you because it might suffocate you. Well, it's for your own good. It's better to have someone to work things out by sharing what we feel. Understand? Class, when you talk or tell stories, who listens to you? Well, of course, Annie. If a teacher tells a story, who listens? Very good. Now, I have something to share you a story about words are not for her. Are you ready to listen, class? Okay, let's start. Did you know that it takes only 26 letters to make million of words? Some words are short, some words are super short, like hi, no, bye, and yes. Some words are really long, like tingamajig or busy city. And some are just silly, like wiggly, giggly, or kapkadulu. Words help you say lots of important things like thank you for helping me, or you're welcome. Sometimes words are loud, ready or not, here I come. And sometimes your words are soft. Sometimes words are funny, like knock knock, who's there? Sometimes even to sing, and sometimes even to sing. Your words belong to you. Choose what to say and how you say it. Your words can hurt or your words can help. These are helpful words. Let's work together. Do you want to share this with me? There are hurtful words like you can play with us. Your clothes is ugly. When you say hurtful words, how do you feel? Maybe you feel sorry and sorry. Maybe you feel sorry and sorry you hadn't said them. There's something you can do. You can take them back like this. You shouldn't said those things. I didn't mean it. There are two other words you can say, I'm sorry. Those two little words can be a big help. When you hear hurtful words, what can you do? You can say, words are not for hurting. Please don't say those things. Or you can tell a grown up, he's teasing me. Can you help? Your words are important. If you think before you speak, you can use your words well. It takes only 26 letters to make a million words. Now, after listening, can you tell me how do you use your words? Okay. Excellent, Jay. We should be careful to the words we are speaking and be mindful enough to the words we are throwing so that no one can feel disrespected. Okay, class? So what do hurtful words do? Anyone? Very good. Yes. Hurtful words can have a negative impact and begin to affect intimacy. The residual effects of the harsh and aggressive words begin to cause more anger and disconnect in the relationship. So we must avoid throwing hurtful words to people. Am I understood? Class, if ever you threw hurtful words to someone, some can handle the conscience. So, what would you say after? Excellent. Apologies are essential in a relationship. Apologizing helps repair relationship by getting people talking again. It makes them feel comfortable with each other again. A sincere apology allows you to let people know you're not proud of what you do or what you did, and won't be repeating the behavior. Apologies recognize that hurt has happened due to the actions of another. Without the recognitions, bitterness and resentment can build. In general, if we are the one who made mistakes or showed unacceptable behavior, we should say sorry. So class, I think it's already time. This will be the end of our discussion for today's meeting. Thank you for cooperating. See you again and goodbye.